Hey physics kids, I figured I'd make a quick video just to make sure that we're all on the same page about what you're doing for this lab. This is Lab 1, Masses and Springs. So if you follow this link, it's going to take you to a page that looks like this. All you need to do is click on that play button right there and the lab simulation will open. We are going to only be using this lab component, so we just click on that. Brings us to a simulation that looks like this. We see that we have a spring, we've got some masses down here that we can drag and drop and hang on said spring. We can change a lot of different things over here. So what you are going to change first is you are going to click this natural length displacement button. That's going to allow you to see what the displacement is. We are also going to change damping to lots because we don't want it oscillating up and down. We just want it to go to whatever length it is. Now, your first thing that you're going to do is calculate what the spring constant of this spring is. Make sure your spring is set to number 3. That's the spring constant that we want to calculate. Now, how we're going to do that is make a measurement of the force divided by the displacement. How we're going to measure displacement is we're going to grab that ruler, bring it over here, and measure what this distance is. We want this green distance right here, so we can see with 100 on there, that's about 12 centimeters. 12 centimeters. So 100 grams makes it displace about 12 centimeters. You throw that in the table, you are going to have to do an easy calculation to go from grams to kilograms. You're going to have to do an easy calculation to go from centimeters to meters, and then you are just going to divide, and then you will also have to do a calculation from kilograms to newtons to get what the force applied to this spring is. That's the force of gravity. And you're just going to divide that force by the displacement we just measured, and then you will have a spring constant K. You are going to then do different masses. You can do whatever masses you want between 50 and 300. Whatever you're feeling like. You can do 2 other different masses and then get 2 other calculations for the spring constant. That's pretty much all that there is to it. For part 2, we're going to figure out what are these. So once we know the spring constant, we're going to again measure what the displacement is. And then since we know what the spring constant is, spring constant times the displacement is equal to the force of gravity. Since we will be able to find F, we'll be able to divide by 9.8, and then we'll know what the mass is in kilograms, and then we can divide by 1,000. We can multiply by 1,000 to get what the mass is in meters and grams. And then the last thing that you are going to do is change the gravity. We're going to go from Earth to planet X. So now we don't know what G is. It's no longer 9.8. So I'm going to let you figure it out of how you're going to determine what the acceleration due to gravity is. If you have questions on any parts of this, please don't hesitate to let me know.